We have many viewers. We have more viewers on Facebook now. 5 of you.
Nice.
Looks like everyone is tempted to, to have a coffee with us.
Yes.
Yeah. Strictly coffee, huh?
Yes. And late. Although I'm having water, but yeah.
I'm having water too.
Now I've switched out from coffee at nights to lavender tea. Tea is my new pet peeve.
Oh,
Mm.
nice.
Thanks to my staff of mine who bought me lavender tea, and then after I
They're
tried
gonna
it,
finish
I just like it. I really, really like it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The taste, is it?
It's supposed to help you sleep and stuff. Yes. So I don't know whether it's placebo, but it seems to be working for me. So I'm happy.
Yeah, as long as the end result is good.
Yes, exactly.
Just to inform everybody, tonight we're also live on YouTube as well.
Not CNN, yeah?
YouTube live on our pitchIN. So we're testing a new streaming software.
Oh,
Right.
So we are live on Facebook. We are also live on YouTube as well. So yeah.
Cool.
Perfect. We have Kenneth also who just joined us on the session. Thank you. So I guess we can start in a minute. Have you guys got vaccinated already?
Just did, man.
First
Oh, you
jab.
just did? Oh, bila?
2 hours ago.
Is that or the Sinovac?
Sinovac.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was super last minute. I got notified an hour after my appointment.
I see. I got the AZ on Saturday. My head is still spinning, but okay. So I
Oh,
guess
still
we just
spinning.
about can
Okay.
go. I guess we just about can start the session. It's 8:30. We have a few viewers already in on Facebook and a few on Zoom as well. So I guess we can start. Right. So tonight with me is Joyce and Valens from Rodeo. Right.
Woohoo!
I'm very, very happy to host this very chill, not so formal session with you guys.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
just a quick shout out to Rodeo. They've raised on pitchIN over 700,000 as of today. They've gotten investments from VCs, from ultra high net worth individuals, from normal people like you and me. So they've done it all, and their initial target was 300,000, and now they're well over 700,000. They're just about their final week for accepting any investments. So what I wanted to do with them is host them over and just ask them questions, just to know a bit more about the founders, the company, so probably the shareholders can see the other side of you guys. Yeah. So maybe we can begin by just having Valens, probably you can introduce a bit about Rodeo for those who haven't tuned in, who haven't known about your company yet.
Well, sure, man. First of all, I think everyone should have a prep with the coffee as well, since it's going to be a virtual coffee. I have mine. I hope everyone have their ours as well. So in a nutshell, Rodeo is a transit advertising company. We actually monetize every vehicle that has the wheels to be canvassing advertisements. So when I say wheels, it means that it could be from various verticals, but our primary focus will be 3 verticals. One is the ride sharing, the other one is the food delivery, and the third one is the last mile. So basically, these 3 has their own different flavor of leads. One is the car, one is the bike, van, lorry, truck, even buses. So basically, we monetize them with advertisement. The best part of it is none of this is the vehicles belongs to us. It's completely crowdsourced, which means that we are actually giving opportunity for everyone who has the vehicles to generate revenue. So that's the good thing that we wants to offer.
So if I have a car at home and I want to generate revenue, I just give you a call and say, hey, Valens, can you please pimp my ride up? And then I get paid for it.
Yeah, but then you don't need to call us. We already have an app. So you just need to download that app and you can actually start right away.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
And the sweet thing is there's no fixed cost for us as well.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, so I know you guys are not prepped for this, as in the questions. I intentionally didn't want you guys to prepare, even though when you guys asked me what questions are you going to ask, because I want it to be as spontaneous as possible. So
Sure.
I'm going to jump on you guys. So I'm going to start with the first one I have in mind. First, Valens and Joyce, why even call yourself Rodeo?
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. No one actually asked this question before this, but
Oh.
it's a good one. It's a good one.
Yep.
Well, you see, for me, I give utmost very important when it comes to branding, because at the end of the day, when you want to have the branding, it has some or other associate to the company and associate to what you believe. You see, the name rodeo, first of all, is actually derived from a Spanish word. I'm not so sure whether you know. It means roe deer, which means in Spanish called go around. But then in 18th century, American actually took the name and they name it after competitive equestrian sports. But then if you take a look very carefully as to be a rodeo, in order to be a rodeo, first you need to have competitive skills. You need to have determination. Thirdly, you need to have the patience. Fourthly, last but not least, you need to have persistence with the never give up attitude. End of the day, this is what rodeo all about. And I have actually built the culture of this within the company itself. So that is why actually came up the name rodeo.
It's so symbolic. Now that you put it that way, then I can never look at rodeo, the word the same again, Okay, so this is a question I generally ask almost every founder that I meet, and thankfully in my line of work I get to meet a lot of founders. So Valens, how did rodeo even begin? Like, were you asleep and then you woke up and you think, wow, I just got this brilliant idea to start this company, or was it a planned thing over a couple of months? How did rodeo even begin? Take us back to the beginning. The very beginning.
I wish I had the magic dream, bro, but unfortunately, no. It wasn't easy. But then you see, those days, what happens is I was working in Cyberjaya. So literally, I have to spend 2 to 4 hours being on the road. And the traffic that point of time is completely as a nightmare. Left, right, front, back, I was completely sandwiched by vehicles. That's why I saw a projector screen enough in front of my eyes. You know what I meant screen, right? It basically the cars, the fleets. That's where I see an empty canvas with opportunity for us to monetize with advertisements. So that's the reason I feel that, this every empty canvases is, for me, I look at it as a canvas. You see, I see an opportunity. If I can convert these empty canvases or cars as a mode of advertisement, can you imagine the impressions, the mass audiences that it can be reached out? So that is where I see an opportunity. But that does not stop there. In fact, if you take a look very carefully, when you drive, it literally no phone zone gate. You cannot use phones, especially when you're driving, unless you want to check in to hell or heaven.
Yeah. Or take a few with you, right?
Yeah. So there's no way you can actually allow to use phones. Yeah. And thirdly, you got to focus on your driving and less distraction. And your phone is completely away from you. But the last bit is, you see, when you drive, you can't skip the ad. You can't move the car away from you. You can't stop the ads. You can't even close your eyes, like how you close your browser to avoid advertisements, right? So that's where I feel that moving vehicles could be one good opportunity where we can actually generate income. At the same time, we can actually provide a platform for advertisers to tap into. And not for me, that you see the contribution of e-hailing industry in Malaysia in particular is also contributed. So I swear that's an opportunity that triggered an interest to me.
Right. I think I might be wrong, but I think the statistics I heard a few years back, this is me recalling from the top of my head, so please don't quote me. I think it was like, I think the ratio of cars was like 13-1 or something like 3-1 or something like that. It was ridiculous, the number of households to the number of cars that's owned in KL, like, in the Klang Valley, right? So you're right.
So each family, if you see, they might have they have more than one car in one household.
Yep.
Right.
Correct.
And they are literally spending 2 to 4 hours, and even the e-hailing guys, they're actually spending 5 to 10 hours per day, man.
Right.
So
So now you've got this idea. Of course, your next step is to get the team together, right? So I'm quite aware that your wife is one of the co-founders with you of the company. So how did you find the remaining people to start the team? How did the team begin? I know it's a power pack team of 6, like how you like to say it, and I love whenever you say it. So please tell us about how you found the team. Please describe the team members as well, including Joyce. She's a very happy person.
Yeah, I think it's good that you brought up my wife here.
Credits.
Yeah. Actually, initially we started only 3: myself, my wife, and Joyce, who came in later.
I see.
Yeah. But then there's a good thing is I've actually positioned my wife as my financial controller in a strategic move.
Works at home also, I'm guessing.
Yeah, exactly. And to make sure my petty cash does not go empty. And man, I can read your mind, boys. Is this real? It is real, man. She don't spend at all, and she makes sure she protects the money that we generate. That's where we're being prudent all the while. So yeah, thanks to her. So of course, Joyce came in later stage, and I saw her a fire. I saw an energy in her, and not forgetting the positive vibe. Because end of the day, myself, I'm not a guy who's a serious person as per se. I likes to enjoy my life. I likes to enjoy when I'm actually working, and this is where I trigger the interest. In fact, when I was doing my architecture in UK, I actually my background is in architecture, right? I'm an architect by profession. That's what I learned. In order to have creative mind, you need to be happy. Your soul need to be happy. You need to have a positive vibe in order to have the creativity in you. So that's what I have actually, and that's what I believe. Even until today, I crack jokes, man, all the day long. I crack jokes. So this is what I like. This is what I believe. And Rodeo is all about that. We are not rigid. We are not rigid. Okay, to start off with. So then, as for the other teams, this is an interesting one as well. In fact, the other 3, they are interns. When they came on board with Rodeo, they are literally interns where they about to complete the final semester. So we onboard them. In the past, we have actually trained more than 100 students, man, easily. And these 3, I would say, are the one of the best. Which I've actually took on board. And I personally, I always likes to onboard interns, not just because of in terms of financial situation. In fact, I always believe that I want to contribute back to the society. So this one way I want to do that. Because as an intern, right, I actually, when I graduated and then came back to Malaysia, in order to get a first job is a pain in the ass, man, seriously. And nobody gave me opportunity back then. And even I actually volunteer myself to work for free. You won't believe. And to that extent, because for me, I'm always hungry for learning, knowledge. This is because I believe in knowledge. I'm a person who likes to. So with these interns also, I'm giving them opportunity where they can create this platform as the learning journey, as a start to kickstart their journey, kickstart their learning journey. So this is where I've actually contributed. In fact, I'm glad also one of the few students actually becomes a lecturer on their own as well. So yeah, that's a good story. So
but this is a 6-man team which you generated about 6 million plus revenue with 3 of your core team, 3 interns, and I mean, I'm very impressed with the fact that you've also secured partnerships left and right. Your latest one being AirAsia, right? AirAsia now being the latest one, God bless, and then with the fundraising. So before we go further, Joyce, can you please describe Valens? So I don't want Valens to be the only one talking here. So yeah, and don't worry. The funds will only be released in a week and we still have leverage. So till then.
Gee, where do I start, man? I mean, I was in a team, quite an early stage of Rodeo. And what made me stay here is because, you see, it's very important to have this vibe with somebody when you work with the chemistry, right? And after working a few, years at different companies and all, I found, click with this dude, man. Well, it's like Valens, he's a boss, but then, typically sometimes they're quite rigid as well, very serious, there's hierarchy, but Valens is like your friend, your brother. And not only that, besides that, in terms of work, this guy is a visionary person, I can say. He sees a lot of things like, traditional advertising is been there, but he would look, he will see 10 steps ahead. He'll see 100 steps ahead, how we can improve and up the game of this traditional media. That is why right now we're incorporating tech, and right now we're incorporating all this telematics and stuff. And then he sees and he wants to expand more. And then right now we're going to India, and right now looking into Australia. So this guy is like, his engine's always moving, this guy.
Fire.
Back to back, bump, bump. Yeah, fire. I don't know how many horsepower, but yeah. And another thing is that he likes to listen. Like earlier he mentioned, he likes to learn. That's why that makes him also like to listen in terms of ideas. You know, as much as this team, I can say it's young, but he welcomes all ideas, because ideas are not stupid. Because some people will say your idea is stupid, stuff like that. But no, he welcomes them, because all ideas are still ideas. It can come up from something that is, you know, sometimes irrelevant, but bam, that's it. So another thing is that he is a driven individual. Like I said, he has, I don't know how many thousands of horsepower. So every time when sometimes I first feel, hey, Valens, I am a bit, you know, taken aback. But he's like, Joyce, no, let's do it. He doesn't take no for an answer, by the way. Just
Right.
I mean, in a good way. When we approach clients, a door closes, another one, he will hammer down the door, or he will build a window or a door, because he doesn't take no for an answer unless it, you know, client says no means no. He'll find ways to tackle something. Hence, that is why this company has brought us, you know, up to many steps, even though it's just 6 of us. Because with this leadership that we have, it really brings us places.
You're really living the epitome of rodeo, huh?
Yeah.
It's like, he is what the definition of rodeo that he just gave earlier is. Impressive. Very, very impressive.
So many things I can say about him, but these are a few key pointers, and he's a very responsible and dependable guy. So he has got everyone's back, I can say.
Right.
And we go back to Valens, don't worry. Scratch mine and scratch yours.
Valens, Joyce, any plan of expanding now with the even not only partnerships in Malaysia, but you guys having regional expansion, India, and all this in place? Any plans on expanding the team? What's the strategy there? A little bit, Valens?
Yep, definitely. We have few strategy in place. Of course, the foremost, we want to increase our team. Like what I always say, that currently myself and Joyce is spearheading the marketing. So we were looking into onboard another person or two to onboard marketing to spearhead the numbers. And of course, we're also exploring whether possibilities we can actually onboard a tech team or our in-house tech team as well. Right. So that's number 2. And of course, bringing the platform, not just being in Malaysia as a Jago Kampung to be seen. So that's the reason why I'm also exploring in India and also in Australia.
Right. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask you, can you please, let's make this a little bit more informal. Can you tell me from the early days till now? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of problems, of funny moments in your company. Maybe the top 3, maybe 2 from you, Valens, and 1 from you, Joyce, of like moments where you just cannot forget, right? Where things, you know, with the Murphy's Law, everything will go wrong. And then how do you guys handle it? Some highlights there.
Okay, let me talk about some challenges. I think what you define is the challenges. In terms of challenges, I would say the hurdles that we went through with especially when we are greenhorn. And that, you see, we started the company was merely from a Pera Capital 10,000 ringgit Malaysia, and then we were self-funded all the while. And then to raise funding is completely a different animal altogether. So we are literally, I would say, we are greenhorn. We don't have any experience whatsoever. So what happens is we would have approached about almost 20 to 30 VCs as of today. Yeah, pitching. But the good thing is I'm learning every day, and every VCs will give out a different mode of statement. And few of them even told us straight to the face, you know, we are too early. We are not scalable. One of them told us that we have a low defensibility, which means that anybody can do.
Can come in,
can come in. But basically, I take all these things positively, of course, you know. So because they have the verdict anyway. But then I'm a person who don't likes to take the word no. I don't take the word no at all in my life also at the same time. I always like to bulldoze myself. In fact, that's what I believe. I'm a fighter and I don't give up. So literally what happens is I took all the negative comments which they uttered to me, And I'm actually executing it now one by one. Like when they say they're not scalable, look, I'm already doing in India. Look, I'm already doing in Australia. And then they was talking about we are too early. How can it be too early? You got to start somewhere to be early. And we are already going to the next level in terms of scaling the company to move forward. So we are moving that directions ready. So we have faced some challenges here and there, but then the challenges, I take it positively and I actually take that as my advantage. So I took comment and feedback and worked my ass off to get where we are now. So yeah, then funny moments. You see, when I say funny moments, immediately what triggered to me is, I'm not sure whether I should say it, but never mind, it's okay. We have actually executed a campaign for Barisan National.
I see.
Okay, back in 2018, and you won't believe that is a magical moment. We have ended up executing almost 1,500 cars, and that is actually the largest numbers that we have actually rolled out for any campaign whatsoever. And you won't believe we actually executed this campaign within 10 working days. That's also another Ultraman and Superman power that we had. And to the extent,
still with the 6-man team.
6-man team all the way, bro. And and myself,
Joyce. 10 days,
there's
150 cars per day.
Tell me about it. Yes, myself, Joyce, my wife, even my son was turun padang and sticking the ads throughout the day, and literally day and night we work our ass off. And you won't believe the best part is because it's a election related to a party, right? You won't believe paparazzi is actually in front of our gate practically every day, checking out what the hell we are doing. And we also been featured in some of the newspapers. I end up hiding and closing my face because at the end of the day, it's a political this thing, right? But then we took it as a business. It's a business for us. So we don't take sides. So basically we take it as a business. But again, people very curious who actually executed the campaign. In fact, we are the one.
Hey, Valens, remember you went to the market and then someone said, hey, are you the guy from the newspaper?
Oh, yeah. Seriously. Yeah. Even I was go to the wet market, right? Even some of them escorted me. Hey, you are the one who installed the Barisan National ads. I said, yeah, but then, it's a business, brother. So it doesn't matter who I'm carrying. At the end of the day, it's as long as it's generate income for the company, why not? As long as I'm not,
that's true. That's fair.
As long as I don't place a pornography or alcohol or something related to, certain things that we shouldn't have in first place. So yeah, that's one moment. And the second funny moment would be.
But before that, so I don't know, the maths doesn't make sense, right? That is 1,500 cars in 10 days. That means 150 cars per day, which means 6 people. Let's assume 6 people doing it. That's 150 divided 6 is about. My God, I'm supposed to be in finance. 25 cars per this, and there's 24 hours. So let's say you do it in 12 hours. You're doing 2 cars every half an hour per person.
But thank God, this is 6 hours is just the managing, but we do have installers.
Yeah,
installers.
God bless. But I'm pretty sure that everybody had to work on that day for that 10 days.
Oh, yeah. And 1,500 just not KL, yeah. It's not just in KL. In fact, some of the states we have covered as well. Sorry, Joyce, you were saying?
Oh, we had another campaign ongoing also concurrently, remember?
Oh, yeah. We had a few campaigns also at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, that was epic, man.
Yeah, another one that we rolled out there lately was it's inspired by, this, I'm sure you have a neighborhood, people coming with a lorry, say, all newspaper, surat kabar lama. And what happens, we took the idea and then we actually executed a campaign for Kejap Food. What happens is we wrap the car, we have the loudspeaker and we have music's jingles that actually, and this particular car go to certain housing areas to promote their product. And also that particular car also becomes a virtual a canteen per se, where they sell as well during the ride. So we converted that idea as well as a virtual
that's
mobile.
Interesting.
Yeah, like a mad cool guy, ice cream guy.
Yeah, exactly. So quite funny stuff, because for me, I always likes to, when you execute a campaign, right? I mean, there's you should not make it a vanilla flavor to begin with. You must have the chocolate flavor, strawberry flavor, because it's experience. We want to create a movement. We want to create experience when you want to execute any campaign whatsoever. And being a transit advertising company, we always like to emphasize on innovation. We always like to emphasize on idea. Talking about idea, this is another interesting one. We have actually executed a campaign for Kenny Rogers.
Right.
Okay. When I say Kenny Rogers, something that what's triggered to you immediately was like it's a grilled chicken, right? So what happens
the
is,
songs.
oh yeah, exactly. So what happens is we actually pitched the idea. I told the client, why not, since your brand is all about chicken, it's all about grilling, why can't we have the grilling taking place in car roof itself? First, they told us, are you kidding me? Is this, first of all, is possible to even do that? Because they never come across something that 3D thing, mechanical thing that actually moves on the rooftop. So I told them it is possible, and nothing is impossible. So with my team, and then we correct some mechanical things, and we literally have actually executed. And basically,
so you actually grilled a chicken on the car roof.
Don't forget the flame. Yeah, I also gave the flame effects as well, but it's not a real flame; it's a virtual flame.
Right. Okay.
So we also executed. This was something interesting campaign that we actually executed in the past.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can say, if I may summarize you as a founder, sir. So one is your creativity. I think is your biggest linchpin. The second one is like many others. It all comes down to execution at the end of the day. Actually finishing what you started, right?
Correct,
so I think combination of both of this is what is done. Joyce, any funny story from you? Some of Valens?
He took my story. Funny story. Gee, actually, well, besides just projects, I mean, when it comes to the team, like we don't like to keep it so rigid. Like, Valens like to crack jokes, and Valens is, by the way, also another joker. So while eating, we like to eat together. So sometimes we will just talk about things, and we always laugh about during that moment projects. We will be super stressed about it, but after that, we will laugh about it.
Right.
I mean, usual always are like that. So I mean, funny stories. Gee, man, I can't think of any right now, but if I have, I'll share with you guys.
Okay, please do.
Yeah.
So just to go, I guess, a little bit more serious, Valens, right?
Wow.
So earlier you mentioned the biggest problem or the biggest hurdle that you faced was when you were fundraising, no one really believed in you. You had the 30 companies, and then now today here you are with 700,000 in the bank, right? Investments from VCs, from ultra high net worth individuals, even the normal. So can you please describe your fundraising? Is this your first fundraising? How did it all start? A little bit more on that.
Yeah, this is our first round funding. In fact, it's a new experience at the beginning. Yeah, and then
actually, Valens, how did you even want to fundraise? When did it even occur to you to fundraise? Sorry to interrupt. Yeah,
it's okay, man. Because we see opportunity for us to expand to India and the same time in Australia, and in order to do that, definitely injection is required. And of course, our team also need to improve at certain angle in terms of manpower. So that's why I thought it's time for us to kick our ass and move to the next level. So that's the reason I've actually approached VC, but then we get a setback. Then I took another options that I opt for equity crowdfunding. Of course, via the pitchIN, and that pitchIN is basically completely a strategic move, I would say. Because you see, we made our 10,000 ringgit, and then now our company valued 10 million. In fact, if you take a look carefully, it's a strategic move why we actually went into equity pitching in first place. Because it's not about cash merely. When we want to raise funding, it's not just cash alone. In fact, we are stepping into the market access, network, and also sales opportunity as well. Because when these retail investors actually came in to invest in the company, I'm not also taking their cash. In fact, I'm also tapping into their networks as well, and also tapping into their marketing budget as well. Talking about that, I also have 2 or 3 retail investors. They actually giving me a certain budget for us to carry out projects for them as well. So that's the reason why I actually went in for equity crowdfunding.
Right. Thank you for
It's a
doing my job,
strategic move.
Valens. Yes, it is marketing plus fundraising at the same time as it is. Thank you for, I guess, choosing pitchIN as well. And then so I'm happy to see that you got the funding that you required to expand. You also got the coverage that you needed. You did a few with Astro Awani as well, and in terms of the press release that also come in, as they say, right? You need to be heard 7.2 times in the market before they know you as a brand, right? So
Yeah,
I
very
guess
true. Very true. Very true.
any and all elements, right, to
Yeah.
put this together.
Correct.
So a bit more, I guess, on the partnerships, right? Let's do partnerships. Right now, your
Right.
biggest one is still Asia. You've already mentioned Kenny Rogers, right? Barisan National. So any other partnerships that you have coming in place that of course that you're okay to shout about that we haven't heard about yet?
Yeah. When I said partnership, right, immediately triggered to me this statement, bro. You never walk alone. Sounds familiar?
Yes. Just in case the crowd doesn't know, I'm a Liverpool fan.
Look, I'm a strong believer in this statement, Kenya, because you know why? Our partnership is actually can contribute in so many angles and actually will actually benefits us, because at the end of the day you cannot walk alone. You need to have support from few various parties. Like for
Right.
instance, give an example, lately we have established partnership with one of the reputable media agencies, award-winning media agencies. They called Ampersand Advisory, and they are award 3 years consecutive award-winning agencies as well. That
Right.
also validate our Rodeo as in the brand and also the execution that we have carried out throughout the years. And not only that, even Astro, we actually exclusive media partner with them as well. They choose as a Rodeo compared to any other competitor of ours. A simple reason: our execution advantages that we had, and also the innovation that we brought to the table. Talking about Asia, yeah, we also trying to create an ecosystem within our company as well that can add values to our business for our expansion and also for our growth as well. Asia is one of them, and of course the other one is the Just Lorry, which will be signing a contract with them as well. So that also will contributes in terms of monetizing their lorries, which they have almost about 5,000 lorries. We're onboarding in Rodeo. So we are creating a partnership. At the same time, we're also creating more assets in our platform as well. That gives an opportunity for advisors to choose which media streams they want to opt for. And not only that, talking about India, we might work with this company called Zip. I would say they are electric vehicle company where they have leased their vehicles to various segments of business, like for instance, Swiggy, they call Swiggy like a food delivery company, Zomato, and so on and so forth. So they're leasing the vehicles. It could be a car, it could be bikes. So we might collaborate with them as well in India. And talking about Australia, there's another food delivery company called Easy, which had a chat today. We're also exploring a partnership with as well. So we are putting everything together to make our life easy also for get ready for our launching in these two countries. Yeah, man.
Right. That sounds very interesting. Could you please elaborate a little bit more about your partnership with Astro? Because I sort of am curious. What is the exclusive partnerships that you have with Astro? And how does that work?
Yeah. You see, Astro, they are very much focused on TV and radio, correct? And we actually comes in as to complement, because sometimes they do receive requirements out of the box, out of beyond their media spectrum, like for instance, transit advertising. So what they does is basically they add on our vehicle branding advertisements platform together with their media streams and then push it across to a client. And talks about client, we have actually executed a campaign with them, Super Coffee. It's an instant coffee, like what I'm having here now.
Okay.
So yeah, so we executed with them almost about 2 or 3 campaigns ready now. So yeah, so that also carries the weight. Basically, what we do is cross-selling our media and theirs, and together as a package.
I see. And Swiggy, if I'm not mistaken, is actually one of India's largest food delivery, right? They are. Are they the largest, or are they one of the largest?
They are one of the largest.
Right. Yeah. So, because I've heard of them before. Yeah. So I
the
guess
largest, the largest would be Zomato.
I see. Okay, so that's also going to be a significant revenue stream by the looks of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I see. Anything else that you want to shout out, Valens and Joyce? Any other partnerships?
Besides this, we do have few. In fact, I'll be introducing a new media as well. We call it as a Rodeo Home.
Okay.
Is a new media because now looking at this current junction, everyone is staying at home, working from home. So we want to see whether any possibilities that we actually can tap into bringing the brands to home instead. So we are looking into opening up a media stream in condominiums, to be so very specific. So
Right.
we actually trying to acquire a few condos as in a space inside the condo. So it could be various options. It can be in common area, it could be the elevator, or it could be the barricade. There's so many empty space that we can actually utilize, like even an empty car park. We can also monetize that as well. So we are talking to a few condominiums as well at the same time. So we might launch these particular medias very soon. So that's one of the new partnership they wants to execute. This also create another ecosystem within our company as well, because now since that everyone, as I said, working from home, we feel that we can also bring the brands to the respective home. So yeah.
So Valens, I need to ask. Sorry, Joyce, go ahead.
No worries. Just adding like we're creating a journey as well. As you exit home, and then you get into the car. So imagine point A, point B, point C, and go back again. So it's a whole journey, customer experience.
Yeah.
So Valens, is it? I think it's the glasses, right? The glasses is what allows you to see. Now you're seeing, any space as black canvas. Anything is canvas, right? You see a condo or a blank space, it's canvas, right?
No, the best part, correct, man. Correct. You're right. You know why? It's also the situation also favored me, because now you get into live. Yeah. You won't be able to see another Ang Moi beside you. You have to face the wall.
Right. Oh yeah, because of the lockdown. You have
to face the wall. So basically, it also contributes to where you got no choice. You have to look into my ads, man.
I think there's a few. Yeah. So I think you just shifted my whole view now. I think every time I walk somewhere, I'm gonna think, oh, okay, it's a blank space. This is ad space now. I think that's what's gonna happen to me thanks to Valens. Right. So okay, I guess that's about it for today. But before we wrap, I just want to ask another question that I like to ask individuals, which is, this is not me, it's Einstein's favorite question, which is, what's your spirit animal? So Valens and Joyce, what's your spirit animal? And please don't say the horse, yeah.
Okay.
No.
One spirit animal that Rodeo shares.
But I think it's something related to the characters also. For me, I would say bison. Bison is one character that I feel that resembles who are we. Because if you take a bison itself, it's actually strong and masculine animal. Okay, that's number one. Number two, it's resourceful and also dedicated to pursuit of success. Right. That's number two. Number three, if you take a look, I'm not sure whether you play arcade game. Street Fighter. Do you play arcade game, Street Fighter?
Yes. Yeah.
If you see Bison is a dictator.
Yeah.
Okay. And you take a look very carefully. This is what we are trying to do. We want to dictate this town. We want to dictate the road by conversing the transit advertising space in Malaysia or any part of the world.
Yep.
Right. Yes. Sounds a lot like you, Valens.
We've got human form and animal form.
Yeah. Okay. So Joyce, what about you?
Oh yes, since I'm in Rodeo, that will have to be my spirit animal and a spirit human, you can say. Yeah, we have to live by it. Moreover, we travel in a herd. That is why he's the six of us.
I guess your personal one, Joyce. Not I guess the rodeo one. I guess it's just the spirit animal to resemble you.
Well, my spirit animal, I actually sorry to say this, but I know it's cliche, it's a horse lah. Because I like to be free. For me, I'm a person. Okay. So when it comes to creativity, when it comes to ideas, I like it when, we're given that opportunity to just be free. That is what happened to Kenny Rogers also. The whole team come together and we don't have any limitations when it comes to creativity, which is why that is one of our USPs of Rodeo. We are more than just a car wrapping or transit advertising agency. We have more essence to that. We have we have creativity, we have speed. You know, like earlier you say, oh, you guys are in here early, so yeah, that's us in speed. But I mean, yeah, Ferrari, yeah, maybe some of you guys like Lamborghini, I don't know, but yes, as much as it's cliche, but that's my spirit animal actually. So
I
with
see.
that spirit animal, I would want to contribute that to the bison.
I see. The bison and the
Yep.
horse
Yes, the bison and the horse. Correct.
running
Correct.
rodeo.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, guys, any shout out to any of the crowd, the individuals who came and joined us for the session today? Any last words for them before we wrap it up? It was been a nice session. By the way, I actually, to be very frank with you, I called Valens on a Friday and said, I want to do a session with you because you're closing up your campaign next week. And right before you do, I want to host you one today and one for our pitchIN Thursdays, where it's a more formal presentation on what is the investments and all this sort of stuff, where you can ask the investment related question there. But yeah, so thank you for responding to my request.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Yeah.
It does
Any
help
last
us.
words?
Yeah, I would like to say thank you for everyone, in fact, because we have pitched quite a number of times, and we have truthful, we have a lot of people actually pledged, and then we also have a lot of questions also came about, and we managed to answer. If I don't, please forgive me, and if at all we have, please call me or even drop me a message. I should be able to provide the necessary answers. And here we are small. I want everyone to believe in the dream. In fact, whatever things that we are doing, I'm not selling the dream. In fact, I don't believe in selling the dreams. I like to sell the journey, which I'm going through, which I already seen, which I'm showing everyone. So I'm selling that. So dreams is something that it's just could be a fantasy end of the day, right? So for me, I'm selling the journey. So I want everyone to believe in the journey that we are going through, because that's the reality and that's the fact. So anyway, thank you for everyone for having me. Even Shankar, thank you, man.
No
It was a good
problem.
one. It was a good one.
Yeah, just
for hosting.
I can't think of a better way to spend a Monday in lockdown with not doing anything else. So thank you. And just a last quick shout out for Rodeo. Rodeo is currently raising on pitchIN, and they've got until this Friday where you can invest, and they've already received more than 700,000 funding. Their maximum is about $1 million, so you can come in at any given point from now till Friday, and they will also be on pitchIN Thursday this week, where you can ask them any financial related questions. And thank you so much. And for the participants the attendees who are Muslim, Selamat Hari Raya. So enjoy your
as
Raya
well.
for tomorrow. Right, guys. Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
let's conclude the night. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Cheers.
Be safe.
Cheers.
Stay
Take care,
safe, man.
everybody.
Take care,
Right.
everybody. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.